Tatreti krutyam upasiksha yathopadesham enaishame karshitori ramsayatma siddhetate grutamano bhavas darshitaya deenastadhisha bhavanam sadrusham vichakshva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Devahuti continued, My dear Lord, I am struck by excited emotion for you. Therefore kindly make what arrangements must be made according to the scriptures, so that my skinny body, emaciated through unsatisfied passion, may be rendered fit for you. Also, my Lord, please think of a suitable house for this purpose. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Vedic literatures are not only full of spiritual instruction but are also instructive in how to prosecute material existence very nicely, with the ultimate aim of spiritual perfection. Devahuti asked her husband, therefore, how to prepare herself for sex life according to the Vedic instructions. Sex life is especially meant for having good children. The circumstances for creating good children are mentioned in Kama Shastra, the scripture in which suitable arrangements are prescribed for factually glorious sex life. Everything needed is mentioned in the scriptures. What sort of house and decorations there should be, what sort of dress the wife should have, how she should be decorated with ointments, scents and other attractive features, etc. With these requisites fulfilled, the husband will be attracted by her beauty and a favorable mental situation will be created. The mental situation at the time of sex life may then be transferred into the womb of the wife and good children can come out of the pregnancy. Here is a special reference to Devahuti's bodily features. Because she had become skinny, she feared that her body might have no attraction for Kardama. She wanted to be instructed how to improve her bodily condition in order to attract her husband. Sexual intercourse in which the husband is attracted to the wife is sure to produce a male child. But sexual intercourse based on attraction of the wife for the husband may produce a girl. That is mentioned in the Ayurveda. When the passion of the woman is greater, there is a chance of a girl's being born. When the passion of the man is greater, then there is a possibility of the son. Devahuti wanted the passion of her husband to be increased by the arrangement mentioned in the Kama Shastra. She wanted him to instruct her in that way, and she also requested that he arrange for a suitable house, because the hermitage in which Kardama Muni was living was very simple and completely in the mode of goodness, and there was less possibility of passions being aroused in his heart. The Sanstha Bhaktivedanta purport. So Devahuti is continuing her request and prayers to husband, the exalted husband Kardama, who is completely in the mode of pure goodness. So, although Kardama and Devahuti are pure devotees, providentially they are in Grihastha ashrama. It's not that pure devotee means only a brahmachari or only a sannyasi. Pure devotees can be in Grihastha ashrama also. And when they are in that ashrama, then they have to follow those ashrama regulations, rules and regulations, in order to set an example and also to bring responsible children into this world. So we have seen Vyasa Muni is in Grihastha Ashrama, but his son is Sukadeva Goswami. He is a sannyasi, he is a liberated person from the birth. So their consciousness is absorbed in Krishna and in the instructions of Krishna. Although externally they may have to follow certain rules and regulations of the ashram. So here Devahuti, because she has become very skinny, emaciated, because of unsatisfied passion, she is asking her husband how her body can improve, and so that Kardama Muni is attracted to her. And she is saying, I am struck by excited emotion for you. And then she is saying, please make suitable arrangements for a suitable house also. Actually, in Bhagavatam, we see here in these pages the wife's request to a husband for progeny, for a sexual relation. And contrast this with, there is one more request in Bhagavatam mentioned, the request of Diti to her husband Kashyapa Muni. One day Diti, in the evening time, the forbidden time, she becomes contaminated in the mind by lusty desires, and she induces the husband Kashyapa to engage in sexual activity, and by that inappropriate and irreligious act of sexual life, Diti begets two powerful children, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And those two become great enemies of Vishnu, and so enemies of this world. They killed millions of innocent people and enjoyed their suffering. So you can see one inappropriate sexual behavior produced big demons who created a lot of trouble for the world. So parents, they have a responsibility as part of their ashrama. If they have to be situated in Grihastha ashrama, their responsibility is what they have to bring a good progeny. This is the whole idea of Grihastha ashrama. The progeny should be very good, cultured, well behaved. And if the progeny is good, and then they should know this one child or one couple of children, they should not think, okay, they are going to be, what is there, already 8 billion people are there, I am adding just one or two. How is it matter? But actually, if you see the Diti and Kashyapa, they are only two, but they are very big and cruel demons. And then if you see Prabhupada's, the parents, they begot one child, and then at the time of birth only the astrologers, after Prabhupada was born, the astrologers were reading the chart, and then they mentioned that your child will become a great devotee. He is going to establish 108 temples by traveling all over the world, and he will deliver the world. The father was very happy by hearing this. So, this is called responsibility. Irresponsible sexual behavior is neither satisfying nor fulfilling their desire for proper or a good child. So that's why here Devahuti, she is not inducing the husband for some immediate satisfaction. She is saying, Jai Radha Govinda. She is saying, yes, I am struck by an excited emotion for you. She is admitting that yes, I am now becoming attracted to you, but then kindly make arrangements. As per the scripture, she is saying. Siddhyeta yatopadesha. She is waiting for upadesha, an instruction from the scripture, from the husband, in order to fulfill the purpose. So you can see there is a control of the senses. She is not, yes, she is excited, but she is not forcing the husband for an immediate satisfaction. She wants to ensure that a proper environment is created so that a great soul can descend into this world. In fact, Kardama and Devahuti, they become the fathers of an incarnation of Krishna. So now you can see how carefully they are planning their pregnancy and progeny. So she is asking, as per scriptures, whatever arrangements have to be done, please let me know. Please let me know how I can become attractive to you. These are the kind of things that we are hearing here. It doesn't mean that they are driven by passion. Although externally the passion has to be aroused, but in their consciousness they are contemplating on how to serve the Supreme Lord. So Prabhupada is mentioning here the Vedic scriptures. They not only talk about the spiritual instructions, but they also talk about how to lead even the material life nicely. By following the injunctions of Vedic instructions, one can have even good material life, but ultimately reaching the spiritual perfection. So currently people have no idea what is Vedic instruction with respect to family life, with respect to brahmachari life, with respect to the sannyas life or vanaprastha. There is no idea. They simply take this whole marriage and relation between man and woman very lightly. Others are just as a kind of a loose behavior. But actually, without reference to Vedic instructions, the relation between man and woman will be purely based on the attraction towards the skin. And as soon as the skin becomes little unattractive, then the relationship is gone. Then they no more want to be together. That's the kind of scenario that we are seeing here. Shastra gives advice on the relationship between man and woman. And these instructions have to be taught to the people from their childhood. Brahmachari life begins from the age of 5 and goes on up to 25 in the Vedic times. And then the strict instructions are given how to manage. In fact, the boy is away from the worldly life. He is with Guru's ashram. He is living in the ashram of Guru, and then he is executing his services and absorbed in studies. Brahmachari means he should be absorbed in study, particularly the Vedic literatures. Study of is called Swadhyaya, Srimad Bhagavatam. And then at the end of 25, still the boy is inclined to enjoy this world. Then Guru will recognize his tendency, and then he will permit him to go out of the ashram and marry. But somebody who is strongly practicing the vows of brahmacharya and wants to continue the same rules and regulations, then he will continue to live in Guru's ashrama. And finally he may directly take sannyas, or he will continue to perfect his life by practicing Krishna consciousness. And in this whole game, either brahmachari or gruhastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, in this whole phase of life, one is advised to be very strict about his dealings with the opposite sex. Bhagavatam advises that you may know how to deal with women. You may know what is the proper etiquette, social etiquette of dealing with women, but that's not sufficient. Simply by knowing how to manage hospitality, some kind of preaching, a collection, whatever, it doesn't mean that you are insured. You have an insurance from attraction towards opposite sex. No. Bhagavatam says, even if you are vidvamsam api, even if you are very well versed in all this, you know completely how to deal with the opposite sex, but still never be alone in a solitary place with a woman. In an isolated place, one should not be with a woman, because the man will be infused with lusty thoughts. And then the Shastra goes one step ahead and says, even if that woman is your mother or sister or daughter, still you should not be in an isolated place, in a solitary place with them, because mind is so contaminated that it can generate lusty thoughts. Then you may say, no, all these people must be rascals. How can they get attracted to their own this thing? Then Bhagavatam is saying, no, even if one is very educated, scholar, advanced in how to deal with all these things, social etiquette, still there is a chance that he may get attracted. This instruction is not only for brahmacharis. Even a gruhastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, everybody has to be. So that there is no illicit behavior. This is, if the mind is, mind may get polluted, because if you are spending time in isolation. In Kali Yuga, mind is already polluted. There is no need of any special circumstances. Everybody's mind is always polluted and infused with a lot of lust. How do you manage? And then in isolation, okay, there may not be any woman, but in isolation, if he is with a mobile, and in that mobile there is an association of an woman, that is also forbidden. Why in isolation? Because everybody knows these things are not good. So let me do it privately. So these things are only increase the lusty thoughts and drive the living entity towards abominable activities, implicating him in this world. So that's why there's so many elaborate instructions are given. Brahmachari, if one wants to be a successful brahmachari, he has to ensure that he keeps the association with opposite sex as minimal as possible. Only when there is a real requirement of some kind of a service, some business is there for the purpose of some service, we may interact. Otherwise, ideally, it is better to be away from these attractions. And then one has to ensure that he doesn't unnecessarily use the technology and the whatever tools that are available to enhance his association with all this. More one contemplates on enjoying this world, more actually his heart will be dissatisfied. More one thinks of the sense gratification, more his heart will be burning. This is how the whole thing is designed. We cannot think that simply because we are trying to follow Krishna consciousness, so I am free from all this. One cannot deliberately violate the laws of material nature. The material nature dictates that if you contemplate, that means if you go on thinking, then the lust will only increase. If you contemplate either positively or negatively, positively means with attraction, negatively means no, I don't want to be attracted towards this woman. That is also attraction. That is also one more contemplation. Shift the mind, always divert the mind away from these thoughts of sense objects and enjoying the sense objects. So that's why sometimes some disciples asked Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada also mentions in the 6th canto in the Ajamila pastime, in Kali Yuga you see all these scenes so freely available. Ajamila saw only one, and then he got implicated. Now, when it comes to all of us, these things are available very freely and easily. How is it then it is possible for us to ever practice spiritual life, Krishna conscious life, or brahmachari, or restrained life? Whether you are brahmachari or guruhastha, whatever ashrama, there is a restraint. Guruhastha, he is supposed to be satisfied with one wife, but the mind is so crazy, after marriage also he will not be satisfied with that wife. And then he will be looking for one more wife, or one more woman. And then that goes on. Mind is like this, it's a monkey mind. So, the restraint is required in every ashrama, and then so these principles are important. One cannot think that I am in a ashrama, so I am protected. Yes, certainly you are protected because the environment is in the mode of goodness, in the mode of transcendence. Temple environment means in the mode of transcendence. And so we are protected. The environment is not conducive for passion. So, like here, Kardama, he is in a hermitage. mode of goodness in the forest, on the side of a lake, all those things. So, Prabhupada has created a favorable environment for practicing Krishna consciousness. In this Kali Yuga, he gave enough tools in order to protect us from this onslaught of Maya. And what are those tools? He has given a systematic and disciplined life throughout the day. From morning Mangalarti to the morning sadhana, and then there is systematic reading every single day, Bhagavatam, and then most importantly, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we do sadhana and services nicely, chanting will improve. And when chanting improves, you get more service, your sadhana will improve. And then as the service improves more, then again your chanting will improve more. Like that you will see they encourage each other and you will be in a positive spiral. But let us say your chanting is dull, you are not given enough attention to hearing the Shabda, then your consciousness will be little dipped. Then slowly attraction will increase for the material world, and so service attraction will come down. And so you do your service not so much with heart, but then okay, karna hai, karo. Dragging, it will become a dragging service. See how all these things are connected? And then when the service is done with half heart or mechanically, then it will have an effect on your chanting. And then, so like that, it is a downward spiral. One is going upwards, one is going downwards. So that's why Prabhupada has given this wonderful environment where we are living in Guru's ashrama, in this modern world. Our ashrama is not our ashrama, it's Guru's ashrama. Prabhupada's ashrama, a Guru's ashrama, and then we are under his shelter, we are living in the Guru's ashrama, and then he is training us how to serve the Supreme Lord directly. And then he invited their lordships to come. So Radha Govinda has come. And then we are living with them by taking shelter of Guru's ashrama, and directly we are understanding how to serve their lordships. And if you can perfect your training, how to serve them, their lordships, over. Training is over. Then, in your perfected state, you can go on serving. We are already in the perfect stage, in the sense the setup is there, but we are not pakwa, we are not mature. So we are learning. But as soon as we become mature, then the devotee spontaneously he serves. No pressure is required. Spontaneously he comes forward and serves. So the key is to do your sadhana, chanting nicely, and nicely get absorbed in services. Particularly with a preaching mood. Our movement is a preaching mission. So if the devotee always thinking that my service will preach to some more people, my service will make this movement reach to some more people, one more soul, or 100 more, or 1,000 more. This is the kind of thinking that goes on in the devotee. He knows his contributions are all preaching. Whatever service he may be doing, but as a team, as an organization, we will be touching thousands of people, and then they can get the Krishna conscious opportunity. Actually, without this Krishna consciousness, people will have no idea even to lead their material life. even their family lives. That's why family life has become a myth, particularly in the Western countries. It is non-existent, major percentage non-existent. There are some families you can see. In India still you can see family situation, but the very fast there is a degradation, and then nowadays there is a drug issue. People are getting addicted to drugs, and the drugs are introduced in colleges and schools and all that. From the childhood there are so many Maya forces. Kali Yuga is rampant, and Kali Yuga means these four things. These four things. This is the Kali's four weapons. So, unless people take up to chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, there is no chance that they can counteract this force of Kali. So, I think as the situation becomes more and more degraded with the drugs and all that, I think mostly we will see some hippies in in our cities, and hippies means Hare Krishna. Again, Hare Krishna movement will become very big. We will have a lot of chance to preach to all these guys. But then if you can spread this movement even before hippies comes out, that is a great achievement.